A few years ago, I received some boats from Artitec to do some review builds on. At the time, I was really busy with life and stuff, so what I did was take some photos along the way while I built these boats. The first boat I would like to do a review build on is the shrimp cutter boat. And I tell you, I'd love to say a whole bunch of stuff on this cutter boat, but the instructions and the website and everything that it came from are from Holland. So they're in Dutch. And I'm sure there's a few of you out there who could translate it for me. That's the thing. If you're gonna build this boat, you're gonna want to build it from photos, from the colors you're gonna want to get from other reference material. There is a basic color code guide that is inserted in a exploded parts diagram. It's kind of like all the colors are coded and they're in Dutch, so it's kind of fun. It's kind of like following a puzzle. So even though the instructions came in Dutch, and even though boat modelers kind of treat you like this is some kind of lost art and it's really hard to do, we're gonna build this boat. I think there's a secret handshake between those boat builders. As with any resin model, your first step is to wash it down and clean off the flashing off of it. Now, these are really nice models and there's very little flashing, but you know, there will always be flashing, and it is not really a representation on the quality of the model. After I've cleaned all the parts and had them dry and they're all sitting in my tray, I go over my color palette of what I want to paint this kit. We have to go over some photographs on the internet to be able to get our color palette together the way we want it. Now, I'm not going to use photograph. I'm going to use the color palette that's available on the Artitec website, because, you know, sometimes if you don't pick the right colors, you really make the boat or your model look odd. And I can't really get another color palette stuck in my mind's eye at this point, so we're going to represent the model that's on the website. I start by painting the waterline hull. Paint the outside and then paint the inside. And while painting it, I want to actually kind of weather it a bit in the process. I don't want to paint it perfectly clean. And after I weather it, I want to seal it with a clear coat so that it is protected when I move on to the other stages of the build. Because once you are finished with this waterline, with this hull, you're going to have strings and netting and different pieces all about, and you really won't be able to weather it after. Now, I did not find any netting in the kit that you can see in the photographs. It came with the poles to place the netting on, but it didn't have the netting. So what I did is I went over to my little box of tricks and pulled out some wedding veil, or what the little fancy princesses called tulle. We cut off a suitable sized portion for each net and rolled them up around a dowel and crazy glued them together so that they wouldn't unwind when we put them in the boat. Paint work that needs to be done, and that means like painting a pipe that's molded into a wall that you've already painted red. Maybe you want to paint the pipe black or blue or white or something. Those are challenges that come up within this kit build. And, you know, I think those are skill building activities. As bad as you might do on your first try, you'll sooner or later figure out how to either mask your way through painting these little details, or find out what your personal trick is to get the job accomplished. All the little brass etched parts are finely detailed and work perfectly in the situations that they're used for. And the fine string provided for all the rigging on the boat really turns out to look like a scale size that is very realistic. And in the end, you get a very fine scale looking boat that, you know, might look good on your railroad. In my opinion, this model is a fantastic skill building exercise in paintwork. These resin kits are basically paint, glue, brush. That's all the tools you need a number 7 to clean up the flashing, but you know what I mean. These are very basic kits that get you to the point of painting the kit real quick. And I think that's important for some modelers to try out once, twice, maybe 10 times. There are a number of resin-based model companies out there. If you're looking to challenge yourself to become a better painter, possibly a resin model should be on your list of models to get. As for my review of this kit, it doesn't matter if the instructions are in English or in Dutch. It's a resin model. There really isn't many techniques in here other than using CA glue when it matters, or weld bond when you don't want the CA to craze up your windows. You can find your own Artitec models at Artitec, artitec.nl, or you can ask for them at your local hobby shop. These videos are brought to you by patrons just like you. Contribute $1 a month, $1 a video, whatever you want, but contribute. These videos, you know, they're important to some people, and you know, I'd like to make a lot more of them. Thanks for watching.